Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More. We're stopping by the small laundromat to do coin collections and see how incredibly dirty it is in here. I just walked in here and it's awful. Again, I don't know what is happening here. One of these machines obviously has some issues or something, but it's crazy. And we come in here and clean, but man, and the trash is crazy full, so maybe this is a good sign, and that maybe, geez, what happened in there? Maybe there will be a lot of money in the machines, because when it's this dirty, hopefully, that's the good trade-off. But all these were clean. There's just dirt everywhere. Okay, well, let's see what's in the machines, count it up, and clean up a little bit. We'll check the change machine first and see what we've got. Like I said, hopefully it's completely empty because there's so much dirt in here. Oh! Not as empty as it was last week, that's for sure. Last week we had quite a bit of money. It's okay, not as much as last week. Unless this is just completely, well, there's a lot of ones in here again. Grabbing all of it. There we go, nice and organized. There's our cash for this week. Let's see what is in the dryers first. I look the same as last week. I think people are using these dryers more and more. Although this bottom one right here is out of order because it makes god-awful noises when it's running. So, this one, definitely not used as much, and these middle ones here usually have the most in them. That might be a little more than last week. A little more. Hey, that might be better than last week too. We shall see later on. Let's keep this. God, they're so dirty. Wow. These we constantly have been fixing. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I feel a little bit better now. Although we have more in these boxes now because that one broke. That's the one that made its way out to the middle of the floor and tried to leave and go home and destroyed the floor, and we had to patch it up, so it looks pretty good. Sometimes people still try to use them, even with the giant out of order sign right there. And then one more. Can't fix this one yet. That's all right. New washer. Make sure I put them in the right box. Okay. Our worst washer still makes a little bit of money. And there's a few quarters, just one in there, I think. Not bad. Let's see what all this adds up to. And the last one, I have to run one of these washers too, or both of them. to see if they're leaking or what is going on here. There we go. I don't feel like that one's being used as much as it used to be. So I wonder if that's the culprit. I'm thinking about getting a new daily driver. We'll see. That truck's been pretty good to me. Getting kind of high mileage, has a few issues. But the one thing about it is it loses value. And I like vehicles that go up in value. All right, we'll see what's in the car wash here. Maybe. There we go. Pretty marginal like last week. I feel like this has slowed down a little bit. Okay, we will see what we've got in the car wash first. That might be a little better than last week, but still not fantastic. We'll do the dryer next. Come on, 400. 400. That's $100. So my goal is always to get it $100 with the dryer. I think we did that last week though too. The new washers, should say new to me, definitely not new. That's better than last week too, so that's a good sign. Old washers. That's the most we've had out of those in a long time. Okay, so at least we have more money in here, which slightly makes up for being so dirty. All right, we're off again. I think we'll have more money than last week. We'll see what the charts say. These washers are just finishing up their final spin. No leaks, no issues, so not sure where all that water is coming from, unless it's one of these and it's dripping down that way. I know this one had leaked, but it's out of order right now. We're not using it. So I guess we'll stop by here in a day or two and see if it happens again and spend more time figuring that out. So here are the sales, and we can see if we did better or worse last week or this week than last week. I know people keep asking me about getting a bigger machine. I've wanted to get a bigger machine in this laundromat for a while. The issue is we have wood floors, we need a concrete base, and we need more power. And so I've been waiting forever for my electrician to get back to me to see if we could put a big machine in there, and I have not heard back. He already did some work, and I told him the main purpose of that work was to get a big machine in there. Turns out it didn't quite go as planned. So I might actually have to just go to a different electrician and see if I can find something else out about doing that. It'll still be a lot of work, a lot of costs, but it will probably be worth it. So there is the final $365.75, which is more than last week and quite a bit more than, let me look at my data charts here. That is more than 2 weeks ago, more than 3 weeks ago as well, by $2. So there was 1, 2, that's one of our best weeks. Maybe it's third or fourth best ever. So that's pretty cool to see. Again, we're not making money. I did that video a couple of weeks ago. If you want to search for that, is how much money does a tiny laundromat lose? But it is doing better and better, so that's good to see. The trend is up. Hopefully we can keep it going up, and we don't see downward trends, because that would be very, very bad. So if we got a big machine, that would obviously help. And I actually saw a soap machine for sale on Facebook too, and I messaged them about getting that, and they didn't respond to me because our soap machine is still down. I don't think that's a huge problem, but that is something else we could look at eventually. And the thing is, people, say just fix that, just fix this, just fix that. It all costs a lot of money, and when you're already not making money, it doesn't always make money or make sense to just keep throwing money at something unless you know for sure it's going to increase revenue. And those soap machines are thousands of dollars if you buy them new. I don't know if people realize how expensive the machines are, the repairs are, even the small little stuff. A big washing machine, new is $8,000 to $10,000. So it's expensive, and you don't know for sure if you're going to get your money back on some of that stuff, especially in a small laundromat like this. So on a bigger laundromat, you kind of have a better idea of what sales are going to be, what your revenue is going to be, how the big machines do. I have also mentioned possibly selling the laundromat. I have someone who's sort of kind of interested, but not really, kind of like I'm sort of kind of interested in selling, but not really. So I'm not actively trying to do that or actively pursuing that, but it is on the back of my mind because it does take time to drive there. It's about 25 minutes away from me. The other laundromat's about 7 minutes away from me, so that's a lot nicer. And it takes time to get quarters clean. I could have someone else do that, but then you're paying more money, losing more money on that than you already are. So a few things to consider. I am looking at another business to possibly purchase as well. Not sure if that would go through or not. It would be very interesting, but it's just in the preliminary phases, so we'll see what happens there. I am buying another 8-plex here in September coming up here, so that will be exciting, and always looking for new and interesting flips on that side as well. So keep an eye out for those. And of course, we'll have the video of the other laundromat here coming up tomorrow to see how it did, the much bigger, more profitable one. So watch out for that. All right, love to hear what you think, and we will be back with more soon.